A girl marries the president during the day but forgets all about it at night when she sees a man standing in her house thinking he's a thief. She charges at him without hesitation, but when the president turns around she is shocked and stops, abruptly falling down and pulling his pants off. To avoid embarrassment, he quickly helps the president pull up his pants but loses his balance and ends up pushing the president onto the sofa. They end up kissing, which makes things even more awkward. Despite being real husband and wife, they don't know each other at all. The girl was an intern in the law enforcement team. One day she received a task to find her undercover colleague at the marriage registration office, but when she arrived at the entrance she was mistaken for the president's wedding partner and believed he was the colleague she was supposed to connect with, so she followed him into the marriage registration office. As soon as they entered, the president was about to get married, but the girl didn't think twice, believing it was part of the operation to mislead criminals. Even seeing the red cloth on the wall and professional cameramen, she thought the fake wedding was very realistic. The president was completely unaware and the two ended up getting married by mistake, but when the president saw the girl's name on the marriage certificate he realized something was wrong. He immediately called his grandmother to ask for the name of his wedding partner. Learning that the girl was named Gwen Song, the president realized he had made a mistake. He was really confused and worried because instead of completing the mission he ended up getting married, while the real colleague he was supposed to connect with was mistakenly seen as a criminal to mislead the target. He hugged the president and leaned on him. The president was startled and tried to push him away, but the girl explained she was on a mission and the man outside was her target, asking him to cooperate. The president didn't believe her, thinking it was just acting, and questioned her about her purpose of touching him. There was nothing else she could do but show him her work ID. The president finally realized it was a misunderstanding. Then the girl took his phone and saved her phone number on it, telling the president to call her in a month to arrange the divorce. Before the president could react, the girl was already gone. The president called his assistant to check the girl's information. At the same time his grandmother showed up, demanding he must divorce the girl. She was determined to make the girl his granddaughter-in-law because she had already pretended to be a scavenger and tested her character, believing the girl was a good person, not knowing the scheming woman had already discovered her identity and was pretending to be kind in front of her but actually hated her very much. But she couldn't fool the president, who had already checked the girl's information and knew she was a scheming woman compared to that. The girl he accidentally married was actually a good person. He had been living with his grandfather all his life and now his grandfather was dying. He asked the girl to do two things. First, she had to quit the law enforcement agency because her parents had both died in the line of duty and his grandfather didn't want her to do such a dangerous job. This first request was fulfilled, but the second one troubled him. He asked the girl to find someone who truly loved her and marry him, but where could he find such a person? And he was still married, so he needed to get divorced. After thinking for a long time he couldn't remember the name of his newlywed husband. The president's assistant advised him to try to get along with the girl, so the president called her, but she rejected it as a harassment call. He didn't give up and called again. Download the Daily Short app to watch full episodes for free.